started with Monarch in the Chicago office January 27, 1948. At that point in time, the service organization wasn't any more than myself with another individual.
I joined Monarch in late of '68 in the Philadelphia office. We didn't have a big office at the time. I think it was only like 5 or 6 people working out of the office.
Well, first of all, I was 18 years old. I had never had a job where I had to repair technical equipment.
When I started with Monarch, all of a sudden I was put into a situation where I was being forced to be mechanically inclined. I was forced to be a people person. Well, probably the most confusing part at that time was we didn't have a service department, or we didn't have a service manager per se. What we had was a service supervisor. The gentleman who was the service supervisor would tell me to do a certain thing a certain way. The sales manager would come along and tell me to do it another way. It was a little hard getting used to, but as time went on, things worked themselves out.
Cars were not available at the time for service reps. We did not travel any further than a 20-mile radius. If the streetcar didn't go there, we didn't.
I made quite a few mistakes, mostly dumb mistakes. The service supervisor, and I think the service manager at the time, advised everyone to get as much electronic background as they possibly could. Nobody took advantage of it, including myself. I really didn't understand what was going on mechanically or electronically in the machine, and I brought the machine back because I really didn't know how to repair it. And it really turned out to be a stupid or a simple mistake that if I had gone to school, I would have known what to do.
Well, first of all, I don't feel that failure is in my vocabulary. There were times when I probably could have used more schooling. There were times that, due to lack of education, like probably most service reps in the world, we really have never finished our education like we should have. And I think that had I had more of it, my job would have been surely a lot easier.
You learn in the service department what you can say and what you can't say. You don't want to walk into a customer's site and say things that maybe you shouldn't say. That was a little hard to get used to, because 9 times out of 10, you really didn't know what you could say or what you couldn't.
The best advice that I ever received in my early years with Monarch was from Mr. Gene Crandall, who said to me, "Watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves."
Probably the best advice that I received was right after I had gotten zapped by a Model 100. I opened up the front cover, and not realizing that I hadn't pulled the power cord, I quickly got a jolt. And the service supervisor at the time came over to me and said, "You'll remember the next time." I think when you walk into a customer's place of business, you're not only concerned with repairing his equipment, you're also concerned with any other problems that he might have. Okay, if he has a tag or a label problem, he might have a problem with an order. He might have received the wrong piece of merchandise. He might have questions about our new products. I think the service rep has to be up on just about everything.
I said to myself in the process, well, why couldn't I take the head of that Model 20 and adapt it to the super advanced pin-on? So with that thought in mind, I went back into the shop and commenced to take a 20 head and adapt it to a pin-on machine. And much to my surprise, it worked.
The batch reader was a state-of-the-art piece of equipment. What I was learning in school was state-of-the-art. So they sort of went hand in hand, and I could see myself becoming more comfortable with electronics, and I think that mainly contributed to my success.
I welcomed the challenge because I enjoyed the interfacing with the customer, and I think that that's probably one of my strongest suits, is that I enjoy the association and the reward in being able to resolve the customer's problem.
As a motivator, I think Grand Club is great. I remember a number of years back when we didn't have a Grand Club, and a lot of guys were looking for something like this, and it took a number of years to get it together, but I think it was well worth it.
Well, I think Grand Club is a major motivator because, first of all, it recognizes performance of excellence. It brings a group of people that belong in one class, and that is the top of the ladder. Adaptability to change, in my case, on a scale of 1 to 10, would probably be a 10, because had I not been able to adapt over the years, I would not be in the position I am today.
Okay, adaptability related to my success, I think I would have to rate it a 10. I think a service person today has to be adaptable. Well, I've seen a number of different technologies come along within the last 18 years, and I'm sure within the next 18 years or 10 years, the technologies are going to have to change.
I felt as though I've come of age as a service person probably on several occasions. I think probably after the first 2 years I started with Monarch, when we made the change going from their general retail to a discount operation, from a mechanical situation to electronic situation, from a technical job to a managerial job.
Coming of age as a service person, I think I enjoy going out and training other people, and I enjoy watching these other people grow. When I can go into an office and train a group of people and sit back and watch how they progress within the company, and I've seen this happen over the years, and that it's a good feeling.
Well, I feel I'm becoming of age again because of the computer impact on our industry today. And in order for me to stay abreast, I too, like all the rest of the Monarch employees, will have to return to the schoolroom in order to improve on my skills in these areas.